Okay, so we're outside City Hall, outside of Phillip Johnson's memorial, and somebody has greased the light pole in an effort to stop the memorial for Phillip Johnson to be put back up. So you can see that you can see like the difference in the shades. That's because somebody greased this light pole.
Like a senior year prank or something.
Yeah, like a senior year prank, Terry said. Now the question that we have is we wondering who greased the light pole. Did Clyde, the man who's been who desecrated Shannon Gray's memorial, was it him who came and greased the light pole? Did Kyle Kyle Shannon? What's his name?
Saunders.
Kyle Saunders. Maybe Kyle Saunders came and greased the light pole. Terry is degreasing the light pole. One of the things Terry was worried about is will he be charged with a crime for degreasing this light pole? And that is a very real possibility that right now this will be one day.
You could be watching a crime.
Somebody might be this might be getting watched in court a year and a half from now. This might be being watched in court as evidence into a charge on a Terry for degreasing this light pole. But this is the effort that somebody is going through to try to ensure that Phillip Johnson's memorial is not put back up.
I don't know if it's working or not.
Now we trying to wash it off, but we're not sure if it's having any type of effect. It's supposed to rain later too. Maybe that'll. So this is and it's hard for me to believe that the person who did this was not of European descent. It's hard for me to believe that the person who did this was not of European descent. Just like it would have been hard for me to believe the person who was desecrating Shannon Gray's memorial was not of European descent. Just like it's hard for me to believe that if all these public works workers was not white, one of them would have the sense enough to say that it's not hurting nobody for pictures and names to be up of people who have been murdered by the law enforcement in the city. But seeing as they are all European, of European descent, that is one of the reasons that's one of the reasons that train of thought has never entered into play. And so again, when we found out who was desecrating Shannon Gray's memorial, it was not a surprise that this was a white person, because somebody was going out their way to cut down the memorial, tear the tape off, do all of these things when they could just walk right by it, keep on going where they was going to. I don't know if that's the thing that the people whoever greased this pole up, I don't know if they realize it or not, but they could walk right by this pole every day, not even look at it.
They don't look at it.
Terry said they don't look at it.
They don't look at them. I've seen them walk by the poles all the time, and they just totally ignore the poles, like they're not there.
Until it's time for them to come and tear them down.
Tear them down and grease the pole.
So somebody greased this pole up.
And we're trying to degrease, but I don't know what they use.
They use some type of substance. I wonder if we could get away with greasing a pole. You think we could put some type of sticking grease
on top of the
on top of the stuff to make it so that they can't? I wonder what. And it ain't like whoever did it.
Officially, our strategy is to not make it harder.
Yeah.
For them to take it down, because the harder it is for them to take it down, the more it's like devaluing the pole, or it's
right. And whoever did this, it's cameras right over here, so the city know who came and did this. It's a camera that's right over there, so the city know who came and did this.
Terry Patterson.
Yeah. Well, not you degreasing. I'm talking about whoever greased it. Whoever greased it, the city knows who greased it. So it ain't secret who greased it, unless maybe they can't. Yeah, maybe.
Somebody out there in internet land, do you know how to do a FOIA? Who greased the pole? I'd like to know.
We'll see. Maybe they grease some more poles, and then it'll become a new thing that they do.
Internet do-gooders wanna take pictures of me right now and act like I'm
Oh yeah,
memorials.
we should state, just for context, Terry is degreasing the pole, not greasing it. And all the memorials already down, so. But Terry is not greasing the pole, he's degreasing it. So again, and one of the reasons that this is happening, I should state this. One of the reasons that I think it's a vigilante. This is most likely a white vigilante came, and this is their action. Last week we had white vigilantes come with buckets of water and dump the buckets of water on the chalk. Now years ago, white vigilantes was able to engage in higher acts of vigilantism like bombings and shootings, and it's not that they're not able to now. It's just it's more difficult now because of technology and the likelihood of them getting caught and stuff. So they engage more in microaggressions out here. They engage more in microaggressions, and so the reasons they engage in these microaggressions like greasing the poles, dumping water out on the chalk, is because they see the city doing stuff like this. They see the city tearing these poles down all the time, and so they want to help. They want to find a way that they can be of assistance to the city. They think they doing something good. Somebody really got up at ass crack in the morning and came, or at the middle of the night, and came and greased this pole, and they felt like they did some type of good. They feel like they contributed to America. They contributed to Rockford. They trying to help this. That's what they feel like they've done. That's the same way Clyde feel when he tear down the memorials. That's how Kyle feel. That's how all these people feel when they tear down these memorials. And
I think
it's ungreased.
Yeah.
Terry's saying he think it's ungreased. I'm sure the Greeks are probably watching this. They gonna come re-grease it. Terry, they greased it. Terry degreased it. They watched the degreasing, then they come re-grease.
If it gets re-greased, then it's a vigilante. If it doesn't until Monday,
right?
Or if it doesn't, because I'm gonna put up the memorials before then it's the city.
But it could also be a rogue city worker who is a vigilante. It could be a city worker who's going rogue and who is now
on company time.
Yes.
So how rogue are you?
That's true. Maybe he'll come back in the middle. Maybe he'll come back tonight.
Okay, yeah.
We'll see. If you see somebody, if you drive by here and you see somebody, what would they have? Like a brush, a paintbrush. You see somebody with a paintbrush. If you see somebody with a paintbrush near this pole, please take a picture of them. Please take a picture of them. And we know, look, you see them two cameras up there. The city know who did it. All right, let me say this too. Nobody should be going to City Market. City Market should be boycotted at all costs. At all costs.
Buck City Market.
Buck City Market. Kathy McDermott is a racist. Tom McNamara is a racist. Todd Cagnoni is a racist. All these people are engaging in institutional racism, collective racism, political racism, all of these different things. And it don't matter if they make City Market 100% minority and women. It don't matter. None of those things matter when they having children pepper sprayed and beat up by the police, having teenagers arrested by the police, having people arrested for exercising their First Amendment rights. None of those other things matter. Some people really need to get into a place where they understand that money don't make up for everything. Why? That's this value. We got to get our value systems into a different place, man. Money do not make up for everything. What is you talking about? It's people currently facing cases for having megaphones, for holding signs, and for walking in the crosswalk down in City Market. And that's okay because now they letting your cousin or your friend have a vending spot down there or sell food down there, as they having all these police down there. And again, I don't got the energy to go into this. We done went through these things so many times. Unfortunately we live in a city with so much willful ignorance. But I also think that aside from that willful ignorance, it is also a growing culture and a growing set of people who no longer want to be ignorant, who no longer want to perpetuate these things. And I'm going to tell you right now, City Market is done. It's over. City Market finished. They can continue to have City Market as it once was. Will never be again. You will never be able to go to anybody that's of color. Will never be able to go to City Market or have nothing in City Market with no type of pride. I don't know how many people have been paying attention to the things that's been going on, but where we was at last year with all of these things and the amount of attention that was on some of these issues is we are exponentially further down the path. We are have grown. This thing has grown exponentially more. It's going to only continue to grow in those manners. It's not going to regress. I think a lot of people have this false understanding that because that the amount of people that you have at any specific event determines the amount of people that are involved, or the amount of people that care about the issue, or the amount of people that will be willing to be involved in the issue. And those things aren't the same thing. A lot of the things that we are doing are not, it's no tangible gauge. We're not out here trying to become millionaires, so it ain't no money to track back. We're not getting promotions, or there's no tangible benchmarkers. But there is a cultural shift that's happening. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what no fucking body say. Anybody that's a color know that they don't feel 100% good when they walk in the City Market if they know about what's going on, or even having a vendor spot. It ain't no way in hell I could be associated with something that people is not only protesting at the extent that people protest in City Market, but the actions actually corroborate with the things that have happened at City Market. So every time I see somebody and they say to me, somebody just last night, somebody was telling me, how they felt guilty about going in the City Market. And so we find with this, if this year people going in, they feeling guilty, and that's how this stuff began, and last year people was going with no type of thought of it at all. Imagine where it's going to be at in 2 years or in 3 years. This idea that City Market have, or that people in this city have, that all of a sudden these things just going to stop, or these things just going to go away, is completely false. And not only that, but some of the things that they enacting right now that's limiting the amount of protesting that can be done at City Market, they're not going to be able to do those things forever. They're not going to be able to do those things forever. They still have yet to give anybody trials for the things that have taken place at City Market. And again, once those trials take place, that'll bring a whole new set of attention to City Market. Every year that they do City Market, it's going to be protests at City Market. So this is not something that's going to be gotten away from. It's not going to be gotten away from. It's going to be a whole set of people, a whole new set of people who have a different image and understanding of City Market altogether. So if you are of color, you should be trying to disassociate yourself from City Market as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Fuck City Market. Fuck the police. We outside.